that is Dhammacakkappavattana, the discourse of the wheel of Dhamma. And that the Buddha said, there are the four noble truths in the world. The first truth is the truth of suffering. The second is the truth of the cause of suffering. The third is the truth of the cessation of suffering. The truth of the cessation of suffering. The fourth is the truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. The truth of suffering is dukkha satya. It refers to all mental and physical phenomena. All mental and physical phenomena are suffering. So, they are the truth of suffering. Then, the truth of the cause of suffering is samudaya satya. Samudaya satya is the truth of the cause of suffering. That is attachment, tanha. Tanha or attachment is the cause of all kinds of suffering. So it is called samudaya satya. Then the third one is nirodha satya. Nirodha satya is the truth of the cessation of suffering. When the truth of the cause of suffering, tanha or attachment, has been completely destroyed by the right understanding, then there's no suffering at all. It's called the suit of the truth of the cessation of suffering. To attain the truth of the cessation of suffering, nibbana, all yogi has to develop the truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering, magga satya. Magga satya is to be developed in order to attain the cessation of suffering, nibbana. These four noble truths are expounded in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first Sama. Then, the Venerable, the Lord Buddha, said, the truth of the cessation of suffering must be thoroughly understood, must be thoroughly understood, or must be thoroughly realized. Parinyeya. Parinyeya and Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha said, Idako bhikkhave dukkha samudukha nirodha satya parinyeya me bhikkhave Bobbe and an out to say to Dhamesu Jakkha Uddapadi, Jnana Uddapadi, Panya Uddapadi, Vijja Uddapadi. There, the Buddha said, the truth of the suffering is a prajna. Prajna here means the truth which must be thoroughly realized. Then, the truth of the cause of suffering, samudaya satya. Samudaya satya is a tanha or attachment. All kinds of suffering are caused by tanha attachment. So this tanha or attachment is the truth of the cause of suffering. If we have any amount of tanha attachment in us, then we are suffering. If we have no attachment, there's no suffering at all. Because tanha attachment causes all kinds of suffering to arise. So it is the cause of suffering. When this tanha attachment is totally destroyed or abundant, then there's no cause for suffering. When there's no cause, there's no effect or result suffering. So when the cause of suffering, tanha, has been totally destroyed, we attain the cessation of suffering, nibbana. It's called nirodha satya. So tanha should be totally abundant or totally removed, so that we can attain the sensation of suffering nibbana. So this is tanha samudaya satya, is to be abundant, to be removed. Pahadava. So this samudaya satya is called pahadava, the truth which must be completely removed. Pahadava. Then when we are able to completely remove this tanha attachment, there's no suffering at all, because tanha attachment is the cause of suffering. When it has been destroyed totally, then there's no cause to make the suffering arise. Then suffering ceases to there. Then we attain the cessation of suffering. Nirodha satya, nibbana. So nirodha satya is the truth which must be experienced by a meditator. It's called Nirodha Satya, the cessation of suffering. Satchikatava. Satchikatava is the truth which must be experienced. So Nirodha Satya, the truth with the cessation of suffering, is Sachikatava. The Buddha said in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, to experience the cessation of this suffering, we must practice the way to remove this tanha or attachment. So the Buddha teaches us the way leading to the cessation of suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path, Makasacca. This noble, when we develop Noble Eightfold Path, which is called also Satipatthana, when we develop the Noble Eightfold Path or Satipatthana, then we are able to remove samudaya sajja tanha, the cessation of suffering. That is why the Buddha teaches us to practice Satipatthana meditation or mindfulness meditation, which includes the Noble Eightfold Path. As you know, the Noble Eightfold Path is the first one, Samadhi, right understanding, Samma Sankappa, right thought. These are wisdom group of factors. Then Samma Vaca, right speech, Samma Kammanta, right deed, Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. These three factors are connected and related to Sila. When a person has observed the Sila fully, then he has attained these three noble paths: Samma Vaca, right speech; Samma Kammanta, right deed; Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. These are the group of morality, Sila, Makhanga. Then after that, Samma Vayama, right effort; Samma Sati, right mindfulness; Samma Samadhi, right concentration. These are three factors of the path are in the group of concentration. So when we divide three parts, these Noble Eightfold Path, the group of wisdom, Panya, is Samma Ditti and Samma Sankappa, right understanding and right thought. And another group is the group of Sila, morality. They are Samma Vaca, right speech; Samma Kammanta, right deed; Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. When a meditator has fully observed sila, morality, he is attained, he is endowed with these three factors of moral guru: Samma Vajja, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva. So they are called the group of Sila, Sila Khanda. Then Samma Vayama, right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Samma Samadhi, right concentration. These three factors are in the group of concentration. So we have wisdom, the group of wisdom, Panyakhanda, the group of morality or Sila, Silakhanda, the group of concentration, Samadhi Khanda. When we practice mindfulness meditation, we have developed these the four groups of Sila, Samadhi and Panya, the Noble Eightfold Path, which is Magga Satya, the way leading to the cessation of suffering. So this Magga Satya, the way leading to the cessation of suffering, or Noble Eightfold Path, or Satipatthana, or Vipassana. They must be developed, they must be cultivated, so that we are able to destroy, we are able to remove the attachment tanha, which is the cause of suffering. When we have fully developed this Magga Satya, the Four Noble Truths, or Satipatthana, then we are able to fully remove Samudaya Satya, the cause of suffering, tanha. When we are able to remove the cause of suffering, Samudaya Satya, then there's no suffering at all, because there's no cause and no effect. The cause of suffering, attachment, tanha, is totally, completely removed, abandoned. So there's no cause. Then there's no cause, no effect. Because there's no suffering at all. Because no attachment, tanha, there's no suffering at all. Then we experience the cessation of suffering, Nirodha Satya, Nibbana. In this way, the Buddha pointed out the four aspects of the Four Noble Truths. The first one, Dukkha Satya, is the cessation of suffering. It must be thoroughly realized. Because if a meditator doesn't realize thoroughly this dukkha satya, mental and physical phenomena very well, then he is unable to remove tanha attachment. Because human being is ignorant of what? Dukkha, suffering. So he has avijja. Avijja means ignorance. Avijja means delusion. Because he has ignorance, he is unable to realize dukkha satya, the truth of the suffering, thoroughly. Because he is unable to realize dukkha satya, mental and physical phenomena, thoroughly. He is attached to dukkha satya, mental and physical phenomena. Because he doesn't realize mental and physical phenomena are suffering. So he thinks mental and physical phenomena is good. So he is attached to both mental and physical phenomena. Then he is unable to reject or abandon attachment. Then the attachment causes all kinds of suffering to him. So the Buddha said, dukkha satya must be thoroughly realized so that you can detach from it. You can remove the attachment from him. From this dukkha satya. And to realize dukkha satya, the truth of the suffering, mental and physical phenomena, what you need is to develop magga satya, the way leading to the cessation of suffering. That is the Four Noble, that's the Noble Eightfold Path, or this is Satipatthana, or this is Vipassana. So to realize thoroughly this mental and physical phenomena which are sufferings, dukkha satya, we have to practice Satipatthana meditation, which is also called the Noble Eightfold Path. We have to develop the Noble Eightfold Path, or we have to develop the four kinds of Satipatthana. If we practice Satipatthana meditation, we have to be mindful of whatever arises in our body and mind as it really occurs. If our mindfulness of a mental and physical phenomena becomes a continuous and constant, then the mindfulness becomes more and more powerful. When the mindfulness becomes more powerful, the mind becomes concentrated gradually on any mental state or physical process. When the concentration on any mental or physical process is deep enough, the mind is purified from defilement. Because no mental defilement arises together with this mental and physical phenomena. So, because of mindfulness, when mindfulness becomes continuous and consistent, no mental defilement enters into the mind because of a mindfulness. When the mindfulness becomes deeper and deeper, then it's called Citta Visuddhi. Because at that time the mind is very deeply concentrated on any mental state or physical process which is observed. When the mind is deeply concentrated on the mental and physical phenomena, then the phenomena is purified from defilement. So it is called Citta Visuddhi. When Citta consciousness is purified from defilement or mental hindrance, the intelligence that rises together with that concentrated mind becomes penetrating insight. Then that intelligence realizes the true nature of a mental and physical phenomena. It realizes the true nature of a mental and physical phenomena. When the mentality arises, it realizes it. When it passes away, the intelligence realizes. In this way, the arising and passing away of mentality and physicality are thoroughly realized. The intelligence which is purified from mental defilement and mental hindrances. In this way, when we are able to purify the mind from mental defilement and hindrances, the mind, the consciousness is quite purified. So the intelligence that arises together is purifying the mind, realizes the truth of mental, the true nature of mental and physical phenomena, arising and passing away of phenomena, or impermanent suffering, and the intelligent suffering, and no cell of mental phenomena is realized, and then they have no they are without mental and physical phenomena. That means the vipassana, the jnana, the insight knowledge realizes arising and passing away of mentality and physicality. In this way, whatever mentality or physicality arising must be mindful of, must be observed, must be noted repeatedly, attentively, energetically. In this way, the mind is deeply concentrated on the mental and physical phenomena, and the insight realizes its arising and passing, its impermanence, suffering, and anatta, no self and no soul. That is called vipassana. Vipassana means the realization of impermanence, nature, suffering, dukkha, then no soul, no self, anatta. The insight knowledge with the deeper concentration, then realizes that these three characteristics, impermanence, suffering or unsatisfactoriness, and no soul or no self. So it is called vipassana. And vipassana is compounded word. Vi is one word, passana is another word. Vi has defined, we is defined by the wise. Videna anejati akarina. The meaning is we refers to the three characteristics of existence. That is impermanence, suffering, and impersonal nature. So we means impermanence, suffering, and no soul, no self. Pasana means realization or right understanding. When the two words, vi and pasana, are compounded, then the word vipassana means the realization of the three characteristics: anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering or unsatisfactoriness, and anatta, no soul, no self. When we practice, it's a mindfulness meditation, vipassana meditation, satipatthana meditation, the Noble Eightfold Path, very well. Then gradually the mind, the sati, mindfulness becomes continuous and constant, and then the mind becomes more and more concentrated. Then we have deeper and deeper concentration. When we have deeper and deeper concentration, the insight knowledge that arises in this deeper concentration realizes arising and passing away of mental and physical phenomena. Then when the insight knowledge sharper and sharper, more and more penetrating, then it realizes anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, or unsatisfactoriness, and nature, also no self, nature of mental and physical phenomena. Then, mental and physical phenomena, dukkha satya, is thoroughly realized. This is dukkha, suffering. This is anatta, no soul, no self. This phenomena arises and passes away, so it's an impermanence. Then the insight knowledge realizes these three characteristics of our existing mental and physical phenomena. We are able to remove attachment to these dual process of our mental and physical phenomena. Because we are no longer attached to mental and physical phenomena because they are impermanent, they are suffering, they are not self. But in this way, the attachment has been removed from these mental and physical phenomena. In this way, the inside knowledge realizes impermanent suffering and impersonal nature of a mental and physical phenomena more and more sharply than meditator who has attained this insight knowledge. It's not attached to this mental and physical phenomena. Its attachment